Justin Queen here with Sales Engine, and Justin has been a part of the Scaling Up workshop and wanted to get feel for you, Justin. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Talk a little bit with the audience out there, how, what your experience has been with the Scaling Up workshop, how did it help you? What differences it made for you after learning the tools, principles, processes that Scaling Up uses?
I think scaling up has been really beneficial to me because it provides like a system for scale. You get to break down all of the different things you need to do in order to organize the business the way that it needs to be organized to get ready for scale. Helps you work through quarterly priorities, helps you work through exactly what the X factor for your business is. But one of the key things that has been very helpful just in the beginning is all of the different best practices that Scaling Up brings to the table from the standpoint of communication rhythm, meeting rhythm, what is involved in those meetings, what people need to be talking about. And honestly, we found from implementing a few of those different things since that workshop that it's completely changed the productivity of our team day to day.
Okay. You talk about, some people get scared when you talk about like, this is an operating system and systems and systems and systems, but how have you noticed it impacting the humans that work with you? And, how's it allowed you to get more from them? Has it made you more effective as a, manager, leader, and a grower of an organization? What have you seen what have been the human benefits of putting them on system?
I think the key benefits is it helps everybody really understand specifically what they need to accomplish from a KPI standpoint to help the company accomplish what it needs to from a goal standpoint. But also when you get into the communication and meeting rhythm stuff, it helps people understand. It really helps you grow your culture in very specific ways, but also helps everybody understand more about each other and what's important today, what's important this week. How are we going to help each other hit this particular goal? It makes everything much more clear from the perspective of this is exactly why I'm here. This is exactly what I'm contributing to. And this is how my piece of the puzzle makes the company goal for the quarter happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what would you say to somebody? So you're at a social event of some sort, right? Business event or social event. Somebody having a kind of a casual conversation. And you ran across somebody that's got a little bit of chaos and drama in their business. That's kind of it's got them plateaued and has them hitting a ceiling and creates constraints. It's really got them apprehensive about growth or unable to grow, right? So having a talk with that person, you recognize like this is something the Scaling Up workshop could really help. Like, what would you say to them?
The thing about small business ownership is you have to breathe everything into, when you're starting a business, you have to breathe life into the organization. You have to make it grow. You have to make it survive. And you begin to learn that business ownership and scale is a skill, and that your biggest challenge is getting in your own way. And so the neat thing is, you wonder, like, how do I become like this company over here, that company over there that achieve that level of scale and that level of revenue? It's almost beyond your comprehension because you can't really apprehend the how in the current moment because you've never done it before. You've got your own organization, your own objectives. Maybe those companies are doing something different. So the neat thing about Scaling Up is it is a system that if you follow it is a step-by-step process and how to create scale in your business. And not only to do that, but to create uniqueness in such a way that you're going to find what Scaling Up calls the Rembrandt in the attic, or the special X factor in your business that is going to create a much bigger valuation at the end of the game if you go to sell the business, but also produces much better than average cash flows. So you kind of get the best of all worlds. You get the most productive team, you get great cash flows, and you also end up with a very, very unique business that is kind of an exception to maybe the valuation multiples in a particular industry.
Yeah. Yeah. So it really help not just like solve problems and help you make a little more money, right? Make life a little easier, but you get it all cranking. And then, the valuation, when you get those multiples, you hear about those magical multiples when you sell that most businesses don't get.
If you're a company trying to go from 2 million to 20 million, this is a system you can use to get there.
Yeah.
And from going to Scaling Up Conference and talking to Vern and the different guys there, like they see that happen every year.
Mm-hmm.
And they've seen people in that same situation, or at least we heard about it when we were there. I mean, we heard about businesses selling for, double-digit millions all day long after implementing the scaling up process.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's kind of another added benefit. You go through the workshop and you're going to have the fundamentals, but you also have opportunity to kind of get invited along, to meet the author, Vern. Like, you got to meet him, shake his hand, be in small groups with him. He's very approachable. And so you get to, meet the guys that are the top level implementers and the creators of this process. And that's pretty cool when you get to hang out with, those kind of folks. So cool. All right, Justin, thanks for sharing, a bit of your experience with that. Hopefully it'll help somebody, and maybe one day you'll be like, hey man, I saw you in that workshop. You pushed me over the edge. And now my business has changed dramatically. And thank you, man. So
awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate you, man.
Yep.